Hey, it's Dalton from Daltonian Staff Reviews, and today I'm going to take a look at a slightly older figure, and that being the Transformers Takara Tomy United Megatron. As you can see, he's in this very nice kind of, just this eye-catching colored box, and I really wish we've gotten more of this, especially over here in the US. You know, I just love how the colors just pop, and it attracts attention to anyone in the room. But here you got a picture of him in his gun mode. It says down here Decepticon Tyrant. You got the Transformers United. Nice purple Decepticon logo there. Again, in case you didn't know, Decepticon. I think that says UN09 for United number 9. You got the picture of Optimus and Megatron facing off. Really nice picture of Megatron right there. And then his little, I guess, profile data. Then you come down here and you got his technical data. And then other figures that came in the line, especially that much superior looking Drift. Along with some other little, I guess, gimmicks. And got some information on the bottom, just a bunch of Japanese stuff. Well, let's go ahead and get this guy out of the packaging. Let me scoot my tripod up a little bit. Let's go ahead. Just open that. Pull out the tray. Let's see, you got your little instruction booklet. Let's go ahead and pull out Megatron right here. Get all this out of the way without damaging the camera. Flip out these little heel pieces here. There we got the Takara United Megatron. Now, I don't personally have a problem with this Megatron figure. I think it's just a problem with the mold. You know, just the fact that it's not the greatest mold we've gotten for a Megatron. A lot of people say it's the worst. I disagree because, you know, this paint scheme is 100 times better than what we got with Hasbro's version back in 2004, 2005. Mainly because of the whole gun safety issue. They had to give them these weird colors. But what I like here is they packaged them in robot mode in these more G1 accurate colors. Main thing I don't like about this guy is this backpack. I know you can remove it, but it's still just tedious, and the fact that it's just a shell. But we'll talk about that later. And another thing I don't like is the fusion cannon. It's on the bottom of his arm rather than the side. I never understood that, or why they didn't give him wrist swivels. They gave him a shoulder swivel. Why not one here and one down here? So we can have his more original kind of fusion cannon look. But let's go ahead and go over the paint. You got silver in through here, nice purple etched out Decepticon symbol here. You got nice red light piping on the eyes, white on the face. Got nice metallic red detailing here on his forearms. Black here on the shoulder, and kind of a weird gray color here. Kind of that, I don't know how to describe it. It's kind of like a beigeish gray. And then you got silver on the outside of his thighs. You got a matte black for the front of his shins. You got red in through here, really nice. You got the white, kind of grayish feet. Gunmetal gray on the tip of his fusion cannon. Nice, kind of etched out Decepticon symbol. I wish they would have gone with like a purple metallic paint or purple chrome like they did with the original Henkei Megatron. Just would have looked a lot better to me. And back here you got, you know, silver, black, purple Decepticon symbols. As for articulation, you can see one of the problems I'm having here. Head is on a ball joint and likes to sink into his chest. A nice ball joint here, rotates 360. Mine's still pretty tight. Nice ratcheting joint for his shoulder, rotates 360. Rotates almost 90 degrees, but it gets hindered by the fusion cannon, which you can just straighten it out like that. So 90 degrees at the shoulder, rotates 360 at the bicep, a little over 90 degrees at the elbow. Got nothing at the wrist. Same on this side. Except the only thing that's different about these arms is just the shape of the forearm here. It doesn't affect any of the articulation. No wrist, no waist movement. Thighs go a little over 90 degrees, but you can see one of the problems. It's on those joints that, you know, you can only have them out like that. You can't have them in between, like right there, without it. So that's one of the problems I have. It rotates 360 at the thigh, bends 90 degrees, a little over 90 degrees if you go from here to here. He's got a little bit of toe pivoting for the transformation, and that's pretty much it. Let me get him here focused. Scoot him back to there. I'm gonna stood up right and get that into place. First, quick little size comparison. Here he is next to the Generations Megatron. So yeah, quite a bit of size difference. Again, this is a smaller deluxe, so let's go ahead and get him out of there. Let's go ahead and get him a mold that also came out the same time this one did, that being the Deluxe Thundercracker. So again, you know, towers over the Seekers, which, you know, it's alright. I mean, if they were just about to there against Megatron, it would have been a little bit better. Another current Voyager, and that is Blitzwing. And you can see that he's just a little bit taller than Megatron. Just, well, from, you know, his legs are bent and everything, but, you know, fully stretched out, he's a good head taller than Megatron. So let's get him out of there, and let's bring in another Voyager from the original Classics era, and that being the Henkei Optimus, which, you know, Megatron stands a good head taller, so I find that pretty accurate to the original. So let's go ahead and get him out of there. Now for transformation into gun mode, you want to just start off by straightening out this arm, kind of like that. Here you want to open this panel, flipping his wrist. You want to do the same over here. And the best way I found to pop this panel is just to kind of pull this out and then kind of pop the wrist up like that, and it'll open, and just slide his wrist in. Just rotate that all the way out like that. Go ahead and close that panel. Rotate this up to here, and you want to make sure that these little grooves here go around that little piece right there, just like that. You want to open his chest cavity, rotate his head down, close that, rotate his shoulders all the way around, lift it up like this, just leave it like that. We'll untab this back piece here, open that, flip out these little tabs. And those will be important later in the gun mode. You want to pop this up like this after. Getting a little ahead of myself here. Pull this out right here. And you want to open this, rotate that around like that, bring it down to there. You'll see this will wrap around that part of the hip. Rotate this piece out, close the heel, then the foot, slide this down, bend him at the knee, then these little tabs will just rest inside there. On this side you want to rotate what was his shoulder all the way up, bring it down like this. Actually, first you want to come up like this, bring down this piece that will become the trigger, just like that. You want to make sure this little foot tab. And here's another little problem. Just the matte paint is kind of scraping off from transforming them. But you want to make sure that tab goes into there, and pretty much just straighten his knee, rotate that down, close up his foot, bring this down to where this little hinge piece lines up with the opening back here. Close that up, bring this back like that. Make sure this little post right here goes into the little waist piece there. Just like that. Want to rotate these up. Make sure that post goes into that hole right there. Right there. Just like, come on. Sometimes it's a little tricky to do, especially when these tabs fold in on themselves. Alright, there we go. Sure. Make sure those are up, and just tab it in there, and there. There you've got Megatron in his kind of Nerf Maverick looking pistol. Or if you take out the scope, it also could look kind of like a taser. Then you get the slanted handle piece here, which, you know, not a bad looking gun mode, kind of a futuristic thing, and it does fit in your hand, and it does click. So, again, not very bad looking. I wish we would have got a little bit of black here, which, you know, one thing I found out you can do to make this look not so kind of angled off is pull this open just like that, rotate this up, rotate what was his toes out, close that, and there you got just a little kind of angled piece just to help it with the aesthetic look. Now you can see right through the barrel, the scope. You can see some crosshairs there. You can see inside the shell the Decepticon symbol, then back here the clip where this plugged into, and and there's some sort of, why is there yellow paint on this guy? How did that get there? Huh. Never noticed that. Somehow there was yellow paint on there. Anyways, you know, not a bad looking figure for Megatron. I somewhat like this to an extent. I prefer to get the Toy World if I can ever find them. But, you know, if you can't find anything else, go ahead and get this guy. He's not that bad of a figure. He does have his issues, but still a great looking figure and a great Megatron to have in your Classics collection. But, yep, that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys next time in my next review. This has been Daltonian's TF Reviews, and I'll see you next time.